10:31, we got some news from inside the courtroom. Apparently, the district attorney's office has filed a written motion, so they have made it official to try and hold Donald Trump in contempt for violating the gag order that was put onto him by the judge. Well, I guess there were 3 allegations that the state made yesterday, and if the allegations hold up, Trump would be fined $1,000 for each violation.
If I was Trump, I'd be over there like, just 1,000? You motherfucker want to sit here and with me? All y'all, you motherfucking corrupt attorney DAs and all these other bitches. Nowhere on this earth is this good for us, man. Trying to silence somebody from being able to speak their mind and give their opinion, gagging him while he's going through all these ordeals and he's trying to run for the president. Like, man, this whole justice system in New York is garbage. I mean, pure garbage. These people are... Yeah. They're just gonna keep pushing and pushing and pushing until, you know, some unplanned or planned events occur. We're just gonna have to see. And then Wokeness just reported breaking. Judge Merchant rules that the juror who joined a Biden election victory parade is not disqualified off the jury against Trump. So, come on, man. We already knew that there was bias going after Trump, but now we have bias literally in the courtroom deciding his fate right there, bro. And he says the reason is because the juror claimed she thought it was a celebration of essential workers. Bull. And even Elon Musk responded, this doesn't seem just. But the real question is anybody really surprised? Honestly, even me. Am I really surprised by this? I really sit back and think, oh, nah, no way. Kind of expected it.
Herself. I mean, today we heard Trump react audibly and start gesturing in the direction of the juror. This was a juror who was brought in for individual questioning to be asked about a post on social media, a video showing a type of celebration. The juror was questioned. Trump's lawyers believe that this was an anti-Trump event. It was around the 2020 election, which Trump lost to Joe Biden. And the juror said that she was just filming a New York celebration in the streets. The judge saying that he believed this juror could be fair. He said he looked her in the eye and thought she could be fair and impartial despite posting this video. So he refused to excuse her for cause. But, you know, this is just day 2 of this trial, and we're already seeing the former president react.
Campaigning. This is all coming from the Biden White House because the guy can't put 2 sentences together. He can't campaign. They're using this in order to try and win an election.
If you can't beat him, lawfare him. Democrats scheme to knock Trump off his game, saddle him with bogus legal trials while his chief opponent gets a huge head start is on full display today. On the left-hand side, Scranton Joe Biden hitting the campaign trail in Pennsylvania. On the right, Donald Trump spent his day fighting to avoid being locked up after returning to a courtroom in Manhattan for day 2 of the messy paperwork showdown of the century. Biden rubbing it in Trump's face and peppering him with hoax after hoax.
He learned that paying taxes was something people who work for a living did, not him. He learned that telling people you're fired was something to laugh about. Listen to what he says. He says, quote, I'll be dictator on day 1. Quote, I am your retribution. He promises, quote, a blood.
Bro, Joe is so full of it, bro. Like, the left, bro, y'all's just so full of it. Yes, he said that, but why are you removing the okay, bro.
Bad if he loses. I wake every morning thinking about how to make life better like you do for working and middle-class families here in Scranton and all across the country.
Today, 6 jurors were officially selected to serve on Trump's criminal trial. 12 more to go. Others got dismissed after copping to being impartial. Trump did, however, smile at a guy who said he had read a few of his books. At one point, the judge scolding the former president for audibly muttering while a juror was speaking, warning him that he won't tolerate that. Radical DA Alvin Bragg is hungry to lock up Trump, filing a motion to hold the ex-president.
Oh, Jesse thought he was slick. Oh, he said he was hungry to go out. You wrong for that.
In contempt and fine him $3,000 for alleged breaches of the gag order against disparaging trial witnesses. The liberal media getting their kicks about a report that Donald Trump fell asleep during the proceedings. Watch.
He made a pretty specific stare at me and walked out of the room. I reported earlier that he had appeared to fall asleep. I've seen lots of people fall asleep in courtrooms. I've seen jurors fall asleep. I've seen judges fall asleep.
The wheels of justice grind slowly. I did not think they would grind so slowly that they would rock the defendant apparently to sleep.
Imagine committing so many crimes, you get bored at your own trial.
Word of the day, contumacious. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Way to go, David. I mean, that's better than fake news. I worked on that.
Enemy of the sleeple.
I doubt anybody at home is nodding off after the conversation.
No, bro, this is y'all acting like what Trump did was show y'all what we do when we watch left-wing media. Like when we watch CNN, bro.
Joy Reid somehow topping all of that.
There is something wonderfully poetic about the fact that despite the fact that even if convicted, he's not going to go to prison, the first person to actually criminally prosecute Donald Trump is a black Harvard grad, and a black woman is doing that same exact thing in Georgia, and a black woman forced you to pay a $175 million fine. Go DEI. My DEIs are bringing it home.
Go DEI, Greg.
She said it's wonderfully poetic, but there was no rhyming there. She should have said it's really all right because the victim is white. She could have said because I'm black, I can pull off a racist attack.
Yeah.
Or I can be a bigoted grump because I got hair like Trump.
Because you know the whole DEI is used, I'm not going to lie, in the comment sections of a lot of conservative videos, including mine, where DEI hire is used sometimes, not all the time, but can be seen as like a racial slur. Now, I don't agree with, racial slurs to any capacity, even when we doing that, But like I said, it's not everybody who says DEI, the context is to be racist, but you do have some people out there to use. So when Joy Reid sits there and goes, look at the DEI, that's pretty much what she's alluding to. Like she's alluding to, people are using that to really just, it's like the new N-word, so to speak, and she's just trying to take it back. It just didn't work out.
That would have been nice. Imagine if a white person said this, this is so poetic, how these white folks are giving it to the black man.
Right.
It does reflect, I'm joking, but it reflects the seething hatred that she does have for whites, of which MSNBC amplifies and somehow protects. It's a carbon copy of the OJ trial. It's that, a black man killed two whites, so it's excusable. But reverse racism is still racism. It's right there, and MSNBC should know that. Trump appearing to sleep and be bored is exactly the response this Kafkaesque persecution deserves. He is America, who, unlike this frothing infantile media, doesn't see this as some mutant form of entertainment and justice. Trump should go to trial, bring a big book, big fat John Grisham novel. Just sit there and read. Just sit there and read. That's the only response this manufactured mayhem deserves. It's just contempt. Maybe you should just bring a bag lunch, a newspaper, a kickback, and just because it's a waste of they're wasting his time. They want him to break down like an anti-Israel activist, weeping. It's not going to happen.
You know why you saying that? They are waiting on that breakdown moment.
I'm going to send him a copy of Get It Together so we can open it up inside the courtroom. Sandra, I'm
trying to tell you, boy, the left is having a field day with that. I mean, I said it the other day. I rock with you, Trump. I'm on your side, but it's kind of hard to call Sleepy Joe. All it takes is one nap, just one nap. And it changes everything. But yeah, man, the left is running with this. They out here saying things like, we have one candidate out here campaigning and on the trail, and we got another one out here sleeping in court. Wow. Y'all just want something. It sucks to say this, but honestly, man, anybody with brains in their heads realizes that this, Trump will never get a fair trial, no matter what city, no matter what district, no matter what jurisdiction he arrives in. Period. It's virtually impossible for him. It's just not possible, and everybody knows that these trials are nothing more than a witch hunt, bro. I'm surprised they ain't riding around on brooms. I don't know about you, but I would much rather live under Trump-said dictatorship that Joe Biden is trying to put so much fear in us about. I'd rather live under that than what we living in now. And I seriously don't know if the left realizes how much closer they are making us. And they think that, oh, you guys are just brainwashed by Trump and Trump this and MAGA this and MAGA that. But it'd be like, no, y'all don't even realize y'all doing this. Y'all are making this happen. Look, let me just let this woman explain it perfectly.
When the left is like, you worship Trump, you're in a Trump cult. Actually, our support of Trump has more to do with you. We don't like seeing what you are doing to our country and what you are doing to our kids. We like Trump because he actually stood up to you and also exposed you. You want socialism. We don't. You want to teach our children about multiple genders in kindergarten. You want to fund abortions with our taxpayer money. We don't want to do that. You want everything to be hyper race focused, the police defunded, drag queen story hours, higher taxes, etc., etc. We don't worship Trump. We just can't stand you.
These people are so deranged and they're completely disconnected, obviously, from the people of this country. They only stand to exist in their own echo chambers. That's the only reason they are talking. And their obsession with Donald Trump is actually preventing them from understanding that it's not Donald Trump that's truly on trial here. It is our very democracy. Because, yes, it is Donald Trump today that you will see sitting in a courtroom for this completely meritless clown show of a show trial, but the implications of this are far deeper for this country, because if in America we are able to just manipulate the law when convenient, if we allow violent criminals to go free and prosecute the innocent, if they are willing to thwart the will of the American people and try to remove our choice for president of the United States, then the fabric of this country is irreparably damaged. I want to tell everybody something out there. It is not working. The people of America spoke up yesterday in support of Donald Trump to the tune of $1.5 million raised for his campaign.
Wow.
Lawrence, the average donation was $28. So even here in the abysmal Biden economy, people are coming out and they are financially supporting this president. By the way, if anyone wants to support, DonaldJTrump.com, GOP.com. The people of this country are with him, and those folks you just heard from there do not represent even a single person out there across this country.
You know, to my liberal friends out there, all you're doing is showing that you're scared you can't beat them on the issues and the merits. That's why he keeps saying it's a political campaign against me. That's why he keeps saying they can't beat me at the election, at the polls. This is the only way they could do it. And if you don't put him in jail, and he still goes from being the presumptive GOP nominee to the official GOP nominee, and he goes to the polls, even though he was going to whine about winning and being rigged again, you have given more fodder to that argument, which means we'll never have peace in this country, because tens of millions of people see what extent the other side is willing to go through just to keep him out of office, because they can't beat him on their own merits. And they're going to say, hey, you trumped this up against him again, and we'll have no peace, when all you got to do is figure out a way to beat him on the issues. But you haven't been able to do it.
Now, of course, I may not agree with everything, but he's right. Y'all sitting here doing everything. Y'all just practically trying to just yell at people to believe that Trump is corrupt and Trump is all of this and Trump is all of that. But what you're displaying is totally different. You're not beating this man on issues. You're not beating him on policy issues and none of that. You're beating him in courts and preventing him from being able to run and campaign. And people are seeing right through that. Even the left is starting to go, bruh, we gotta stop. But I'm not gonna forget, he's the same guy who called NBA players cuckoo for not getting the shot. But, you know, people can grow. But then, of course, you have them saying things like, what? Biden can't beat Trump on issues like abortion? What about Social Security? What? Man, of course, y'all know that we're divided on those topics. You know what I'm saying? However, Trump is the one who said he's going to make it a state by state responsibility versus making a worldwide abortion ban. But if you look on TV, and I see campaign ads from Biden, guess the first thing he's saying? Trump is trying to ban abortion worldwide. Bro, it's a blatant lie. But if I'm being honest, it also makes me a bit worried because they know that people are in an uproar, and people will be in an uproar regardless of the verdict. But do they even care about that uproar? Are they expecting it? Are they planning it? Man,